I can speak to a little bit here.
Interesting seeing Ravenking use, I'm so used to him using the Poe tag that seeing Dire Thunder is giving me flashbacks to year 1 of Fire Emblem Heroes with Reinhardt.
Oh my. That goes a bit, I'm not much of a Fire Emblem player, so I'm sorry that goes a bit over my head.
Reinhardt gives me PTSD, but what also gives me PTSD is Game & Watch 9 Hammer from my brother, but we got Small Battlefield, and we got different Game & Watch.
Game & Watch 9 Hammer is some of my happiest memories. But again, we have another Game & Watch that uses cyan or teal. However, the bright blue.
The popular color, is that what you mean?
We don't all need to. We don't all need to.
The gray color
the frame data doesn't change.
The gray color is perfect, and it's not Captain Falcon in Melee. Your ECB doesn't change.
No, it's like you can be red, you can be green, you can even be the normal like black Game & Watch, but we don't all need to be teal. But right now what we're seeing, though, is Ravenking just show a lot of experience in this matchup. Ravenking fought through the middle of the rise of the Game & Watch and where we are now with it, still surviving and thriving with the Joker.
Yeah, definitely. Trying to use Tetrakarn to get a nice landing, almost getting punished from that dare, or down smash, excuse me, but punishing the recovery with another Tetrakarn once again, but Mario being able to make it back to stage here. This is letting Arsene run out too, which is very good for him.
One of my favorite options,
Big
just
back air.
throwing Chef at ledge, hoping it lands, because once one does, it's at least one or two more will follow. 2 meat into chair actually has put your opponent into hit stun.
Yeah, it's a very good edge guarding tool, especially against Ravenking when Joker doesn't have Arsene, because using that grappling hook is just going to set you straight into it. Getting a Rebel's Guard on the recovery there, almost getting a second Arsene potentially if Ravenking's able to survive with this extra credit here.
123, just on the cusp of getting another Arsene.
Yeah, we're seeing Mario try to find his way in, not wanting to do too much extra damage to proc Arsene, but it looks like it's going to come out anyways, and he's looking to close out this stock pretty quickly. But you might just have to take the L and just play the waiting game against Arsene because you're taking so much damage from these Tetrakarns.
That's just the evolution of the Game & Watch matchup. If you're gonna recover that way the same time every time, you're gonna get it reversaled on it every time he has Arsene. Can't do it really when there's no Arsene with Rebel's Guard and stuff, but whenever there's Arsene, he's gonna be out there punishing your recoveries with the counter.
And what is it? Game & Watch isn't no slouch with a little bit of air movement to get around with camping, like with up B and or like using the dare, but even the mix-up of will I use my key dare to get back to stage safely or not. So it's really something that we could see develop throughout this set, but Ravenking in the driver's seat right now with a pretty hefty lead and Arsene to boot coming up on the stock later.
Nair, okay.
Yeah, the conversion into the turtle, but not quite. Joker's normal back air going to be taking that stock, and Ravenking's sitting pretty for this first game potentially, unless Mario's able to find this kill early and not have to deal with Arsene.
But that's the problem, is finding this kill early only increases the odds that Arsene is going to appear. Like right now, Game & Watch so heavy in multi-hit moves that it does great for getting rid of Arsene meter, but it also does not help when you're trying to, land a big move or any kind of combo game to take a stock.
Yeah, we're seeing right here Mario's choosing his option of trying to go for the down smash, F smash combo, but unfortunately did not get the berry hit that he wanted earlier in those hits right there. Arsene will be going away, but 87% and having an extra stock to deal with. Mario needs to find an answer here, otherwise Ravenking's going to get a conversion. Not quite finding the kill, but trying to get a drag down forward air into a down smash, but it will be another back air.
Yeah, Trump back air will do it. The side. And so Ravenking's going to go up 1-0. Mario putting up a good fight so far in the Game Watch, but what I'm seeing so far is just a lot of your standard Game & Watch affair, a lot of your standard conversions, a lot of stuff that Ravenking, admittedly, has seen a ton before. So you got to apply something new, or you just got to tighten it up and make your conversions a bit tighter. Really punish Ravenking when he's off stage, and just create a bit more space. You're eating too many big moves and kind of falling into predictable recoveries so far.
Yeah, when you're playing a popular character that has like a lot of knowledge behind it, it's really what drives the other players to do better, is that like they get creative with their character. They don't just stick to the bread and butter. They try out wacky things and like just keep their opponent on their toes for if they're going to be always playing wacky or always playing bread and butter, So we're seeing here Ravenking knowing that this is probably more of like bread and butter. Mario might have to make that shift into unnatural territory to be able to do more things to win these games.
Yeah, and we're, oh my, like right there, that is prime, like, Game & Watch jab block potential. An outward DI'd Nair. Very often, surprisingly so, they struggle to tech it, so it's just damage left on the table.
Because you don't think you need to tech it, honestly, right?
You really don't. So it gets a lot of people. Yep, rapid jab on shield. Good rapid jab.
Once again, dealing a lot of damage to get rid of Arsene. This has been a great showing for Mario in the second game. And Ravenking's playing on this back foot here. Maybe these changes that have been happening from game one is what Mario needs to continue further in this set. A track down forward air, not converting off anything.
Yeah, a rare misconversion from Ravenking. And as well, a rare miss tech as off the backboard, Ravenking is going to fall down.
Yeah, but it takes a little bit of Arsene to take out these stocks here. But this is where Mario probably is very comfortable having this lead, not needing to force anything to happen. Just, we're seeing right here, he's playing a lot more passive now that he has that lead and knows that Ravenking has to be the one to be antagonistic in approach.
But this is some of the trouble that Game & Watch players find themselves in, is playing that kind of, spaced out, slow, methodical approach can a lot of times come back to bite you as like, oh, well, I tried to stay away, and I just didn't stay away correctly, and I ate a back air, and I died way too early. Like there, Tetracon off stage, easy peasy lemon squeezy, and we're back to 2 stocks apiece.
Not waiting on the Halo platform to let Arsene get rid of a little bit. You're risking losing that extra credit lead that you had earlier. Sure, you're getting some extra percent and losing it here, but you can never be too sure that that's going to be the outcome that's going to happen. I mean, 20% could have been a larger lead that Mario kept if he waited for Arsene a little bit more on that Halo platform.
Yeah, that there's subtle tech everywhere in this game, such as like you mentioned, high on Angel platform to wait out Arsene, as well as there's other times that I'm seeing though from Mario that just damage is left on the table. There's safer options to be picked that can still build damage and help put you in advantage state, but he's forgoing those for bigger, riskier options that would do more knockback.
I think that while that is the case sometimes, I feel like it's better to just go for those riskier options occasionally. Like, obviously, like, go back and forth, but, like, if you're still getting the damage, you're still getting the damage regardless. We could nitpick it, but, I mean, he's still finding that percent, unfortunately getting killed by the side B Iha, or Egeon, excuse me, off the side. But as long as you're getting percent and finding your kills eventually, like, you're still getting something out of it. It's just that, yeah, you could be going to it, like, in a more predictable manner, I guess.
Yeah, there's, I guess, what I'm trying to piece together here is there's just a lot of times where Mario could continue to engage and slow things down with like a rapid jab or even like a run-up down tilt to catch a Ravenking off guard. It just isn't doing so. And instead choosing to run backwards to gain more knowledge, but then you're also resetting neutral where Ravenking is shown to be Ravenking.
Yeah, and I guess you're saying that, like, if your opponent catches onto that, like Ravenking, and knowing Ravenking, he's going to catch onto it, like, you're giving him space, he's going to take the space.
Exactly.
I see what you mean now, yeah. Because there's a lot of, like, nairs coming in from Mario, I'm seeing. So, like, that mix-up of, like, doing down tilt or, like, an F tilt to just knock away a little bit more could be those mix-ups that he needs to push further in these games. It's definitely been a good change throughout this game compared to the first game.
Yes, exactly. And mind you, Nair obviously is such a good move because we all what we all know it to be.
I've seen the frame data.
Yes, we all have.
Ooh.
Roll in, down smash, F smash, the classic, but not high enough percent to take it off the side. Waiting for the counter, but Ravenking still holding. I was about to say still holding the driver's seat, but
no,
not anymore.
Quite. Mario's looking for a kill here. If Ravenking lands on him one more time, potentially could be an up smash out of shield. He does have 2 procs on Bucket. Finding one more Iha or Egeon will set up Bucket for a potential scare. Yeah,
I'm not sure, though. Bucket has the power to take a stock.
It will kill. Yeah, it will absolutely kill.
But a lot of times that's the initial hitboxes. What you put in it is like the initial hitboxes of those aren't very much knockback at all. But going deep for that back air still does it. My goodness, I thought Ravenking had that game, but Mario shut me up in an instant.
No, he clipped the toes just barely, but even then, like at 130, both of them with the rage, Bucket would have absolutely sent him away. But the problem is that you can't get the bucket all in one, which is where it's like, normally weaker if it's like a full like charge thing. But at least getting those single things charged up will have a good knockback. Problem is you have to get 3 separate EHAs, and that's the only way it activates against someone in Joker.
My curiosity here is why isn't Ravenking playing Ike? Because I feel like you would win this matchup a bit harder as Ike. But
I feel like he doesn't need to pull it out yet.
True,
thing.
true.
He's finding out how Mario adapts to his Joker and then only will pull it out when he needs to. We're seeing Kalos being the pick for the stage here, which is smart for Ravenking because it means that Mario cannot mix up his landings with the down air. He can't opt to go on a platform unless they're on the side of the stage. And it allows Ravenking to just have a lot more airspace to play around with that doesn't allow for combos that Mario would be able to do with Game & Watch.
Exactly, yeah. Well said. Because now we reset.
Seeing here, yeah, that percent just fairly even, but Ravenking taking a little bit more of the lead and just using the space to his advantage.
And my gosh, Mario doing a great job of landing these up airs, not letting Ravenking land. Fall through up air, just so many of them, and then eventually, all these up airs, Ravenking's gonna land one of his own, and he's gonna take the first stock of this game, number 3.
Well, you saw there Mario trying to go for that read, expecting Ravenking to mash Makar to land early through the down smash, but Ravenking was able to just move around it knowing that, like, yeah, that's a risky option. But as you were saying before, Mario's going for those, like, hard pulls. And, sometimes you do need to reel it back a little bit, even if you're getting a lot of that percent and just driving the momentum in that moment. This is a big lead coming out from Ravenking, getting a ton of percent here and just pushing forward, making Mario more nervous about approaching with those forward airs. Ravenking, big grapple.
Ravenking sitting at a very similar percentage we were talking about last game. And these percentages, I think, you don't need to get cute about it. Moves like forward tilt, take a chair, or like take a seat are very, very strong when your opponent's at this percent. It's also such a meaty move and will do that like really hard knockback for a very active time.
I'm honestly really surprised. Like, you mentioned F-tilt, but I don't think I've seen up smash come out from Mario, which is such a classic Game & Watch get off me tool when you land on their shield too much, which we see Ravenking do a lot landing with down gun. So I'm surprised that we haven't seen Mario try to go for that. I don't know if he thinks that's too predictable, but like, you've got to find the kill.
I found a sense of inconsistency with charging up smash through down gun. It's like sometimes you can charge through it, other times you'll still get knocked out of it.
I see what you mean. So
it's not
reliable, but I'm surprised he hasn't tried it at least once, because like trying to find an answer for how you get these kills. I mean, 177 still living. This is just not what Game & Watch wants. He's gonna be finding that kill, but 40% on your last stock, you don't want to be staking stocks that late against somebody like Joker.
Up there. Yeah, with Joker specifically, like how many Arsens did Ravenking get that first stock? Just too many is really the answer. So at 99%, it's looking tough for Mario. 109 and climbing, but there's still hope here. And the great equalizer of the 9 still looms.
Yeah, we haven't seen him go for judgment at all. We are seeing Ravenking trying to go for these landing fair ones into a kill move right here to push this to game 4 in his favor. It just depends. Going to be doing Tomahawk F-tilt, finding the kill at 150.
Yeah, Tomahawk F-tilt turns around, gets the stock, and now is up 2-1 over Mario. He has to dig deep and really think. I'm not sure. Like I said, don't know much about Mario the player, so I don't know if they have any characters in the pocket.
See right here, it looks like it's just going to be Game & Watch. I definitely think that the Ike is like a last-minute Hail Mary. It looks like Ravenking has been comfortable throughout this set, and we'll see what they're going to be doing on a Hollow Bastion, which definitely would help out Mario with Game & Watch having a platform to land on in the middle of the stage for those down airs.
Yeah, what do you think? What do you think about this stage?
I definitely think it's more favored towards the two of them instead of leaning in Ravenking's direction with Joker, just because of the size of it. But just the platform placement really helps out Mario a lot more, because we're seeing that same larger space take place, but the platform difference is going to be very noticeable compared to Kalos's in this game.
Mario's giggling. Both of them just knew they broke each other's ankles quite severely in that little neutral exchange, but it's going to be Mario winning, coming out the better at the end, as Ravenking's going to go a bit too deep and unable to recover.
Yeah, but he's going to be trying to look for a kill here, as Mario is once again on that up foot. Going to be playing a lot more of that past game we were seeing in game 2, now that he knows that Ravenking has to be the one to be the aggressor.
I hear you.
And those nairs just putting on more and more damage. But you know, Arsene can be coming out fairly soon. We'll see if Ravenking's doing well to go deep for a back air or something. He's trying to look for a trump.
Yeah, 3/4 of bar, 3/4 of Arsene meter full, and Nair, one more may be enough to do it. There he is, but wait, what a regrab on the ground by Mario. Looking for this down smash, just spacing it out. There's the up smash that we were looking for, and immediately punished with a dare. Oh, sorry, with a down tilt into forward tilt from Ravenking to bring us back to 2 stocks apiece.
Yeah, a little bit too aggressive. I mean, he did down smash, up smash, so like that was a lot from Mario there, but he was just trying to get those big hits, getting rid of Arsene as fast as he could.
And now you're seeing more of that game plan from Mario. Of Arsene's gone, I can push the advantage. I can try and bait out stuff, but now getting a bit too down smash heavy in a couple ways.
Yeah, because he's at that percent where if down smash does the berry, F smash is going to kill for sure. So he wants to get that kill and just keep that extra credit, to the detriment of the set, as Ravenking is pushing this closer and closer now.
I mean, you can't go fishing too much, or else you're going to scare all the fish away.
That's a lot of shield damage from both those forward smash or forward airs.
That's
going to be
optimal.
up smash. Yeah, that is probably the way that you'd want to do it.
If you're, sorry, let me explain.
Yeah, go ahead.
When you're that close, the instead of tempting fate and potentially getting a sour spot on F smash with the stick, the dreaded stick, the easiest thing to do is, especially on a stage like Halabastion, just run up smash. Like, they're grounded like that. That's going to take them off the top. They're high enough percent. It's a lot faster, a lot simpler. So well done for Mario to recognize that and make the change.
Yeah, definitely here. I mean, Arsene's coming out a little bit early for my liking in this game here, as Mario's sitting at 105, and he's just going to wait out the clock on Arsene. It looks like getting a little bit of extra chip damage here and there, just doing more. Ooh, there's the Tetrakarn getting a good tech. Mario still alive at 136, and Arsene's going to be going away. Ravenking has an uphill battle here for closing out the set or going to game 5.
That ledge, down air on the roll in, does it off the side, 70% to a fresh stock. It's come down to the wire here.
And likely no Arsene, so yeah, we're going to be seeing
Hold on,
more.
Hold on, though.
Yeah, a lot more Rebels guards, I was going to say, for Ravenking, because he knows what his win con is, and it is the big boy Arsene.
Oh, exactly, more down gun, and it's, wow, how is Arsene's back right
here.
now?
Yeah.
But now Mario has to make the most of this advantage state, 120.
Yeah, Mario really has to wait here. He's doing some damage to knock Ravenking off stage.
Meet that ledge.
Yeah, as soon as Arsene is gone, that means that Mario is a lot safer here, but it's not quite happening, as Mario is going to be taken out by Ravenking with a